Hey guys, I'm going to touch on a little touchy subject right now, and that's okay with me because I really don't care. So we all saw what happened to our nation's capital last Wednesday, right? All right, that was pretty bad. For the first time in our history, a Confederate flag went up in the U.S. Capitol. Generally, in the Confederate Army never could get the Confederate flag around that Capitol, let alone in it. And yet, here in the 21st goddamn century, the fucking Confederate flag gets into our capital. I'm from South Carolina. I was born, bred, and raised in South Carolina, and I remember in school people shouting, "The South's gonna rise again" and shit. And then to see it happen in 2021 pissed me off. Um, I've served this nation, not only in the U.S. Navy, U.S. Air Force Reserves, and U.S. Border Patrol, and to see that pissed me off. I understand we had a lot of riots and protests over the summer and shit, and to a certain point and degree, I agree with them. I've served in law enforcement, and that's going to take a lot of people off. I don't care. There's a wonderful, wonderful amount of men and women out there that wear the law enforcement uniform, that go out to their job every day with the earnest hope of making their community better. And they do their damnedest. I remember I used to. Yet we still have bad apples. And I read through comments and stuff throughout social media and everything, and I get reports from other sources and everything I'm not going to go into, but I see these reports and stuff, and I see these comments about we had every right to overrun the Capitol because of the protests and riots over the summer. Okay. I can see somewhat an argument in that. Yes. I started covering the protests here in Portland, Oregon shortly after they started breaking out. And for the most part, they were pretty peaceful. After a couple weeks, well, Antifa showed up from fucking Seattle and wherever else. They started making a mess of things. There was a large crowd here peacefully protesting and stuff, giving testimony, giving reasons for their grievance, doing it the right way. And yes, tensions would flare and stuff because officers would be out in complete riot gear ready to beat the shit out of people. And I got law enforcement friends. I understand how riot control goes. And at the beginning, they were pretty much, law enforcement was following protocol. You got frozen bottles of water, which is nothing but a block of ice flying over. Okay, that's cool. And, I got friends here in the Portland Police Department. They're like, honestly, we had cover and concealment. It wasn't that big of a deal. But, politics be damned. We make it a big deal. We crush the protests. And so they do, and after a couple weeks, well, here comes Antifa, and now they're starting to instigate shit. Finally, the protest died down to maybe 200 people a night outside the goddamn Justice Center. Here come the feds. Well, shit. Within less than a week, the protest went from 200 people to over 5,000 plus people. And folks can't figure out what the hell's going on. I was like, well, simple. Folks don't like being overreached. And that should go true with both liberal and conservative friends. I'm sorry, I'm an independent. So if I'm pissing you off, that's your problem, not mine. Because let me tell you something. Both sides are stupid. Both sides are wrong. Both sides have good ideas, and both sides have got the dumbest goddamn ideas. And I just ain't got the time of day to go through all of it. If you're a person that's registered to a political party and you vote along party lines and you get brainwashed by what the hell the party's telling you and stuff, you, sir, are what our founding fathers would call the first act of sedition. Their biggest fear was a two-party system splitting this country apart. And y'all are proving that point right now. You're proving it to George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, all of them. We are not a perfect nation. We were a nation that started off with the perfect words, all men shall be created equal, and then screwed up with the Constitution by not abolishing slavery, led to a civil war, win that civil war, allow white supremacy to take over, Jim Crow laws, all the way into the 50s and goddamn 60s of the 1900s, a century after the Civil War. And then today, we still have that same bitterness and infighting going on from the very founding of our country. And if people cannot figure that out, well, then you didn't pay attention in history class, you didn't pay attention in civic class, you don't understand how the government's supposed to work, and you don't understand a jack shit about how we as a society should be today. So, here's my thing. Republicans, liberals, I don't like either one of you. I'm an independent. You're both fucking stupid. You need to come together, meet in the middle, like you were intended to do, and work for this country. Now, to all the Trumpsters out there, I'm going to tell you this much. After last week, you're an enemy to the state, to me. And if a civil war kicked off, well, don't get in my sights. That's all I'm going to say. Don't bring your crap to my doorstep. I won't go out looking for trouble, but, well, don't bring it to me either. Secondly, if you're one of these Antifa idiots, same warning. I ain't got shit time for you whatsoever. You're both stupid, and you both are to be hanged after you've been tarred and feathered. That's my freaking argument about that. I mean, honestly. We're better than that. We put a man on the moon. We used to have civility. Where the hell did it go? Y'all answer me that question. Try.